My name is Yasmin Chinwala, and I'm a financial journalist on assignment with photographer James Stroud. We're putting together an article on the world's most exciting and surprising businesses, and our search has taken us to Bangalore in the south of India.
This is my first trip to India, and the thing that really hits you is everything. I knew it was going to be an inspiring country, but I wasn't expecting it to be as photogenic as this.
India has burst onto the economic world stage in the past 10 years, and the country has become synonymous with technology and outsourcing. But one industry I would not expect to find is winemaking. I've come to Grover Vineyards, one of a handful of wineries found in India, to meet Karishma Grover. Wine consumption is pretty much unheard of in India, a country of whiskey drinkers. But Karishma's grandfather started this company 20 years ago to change that.
So now we're going to sample a little bit of the 2009 Shiraz.
Mm-hmm. And how long does it sit then in here?
Usually about 6 months. This is our current harvest right now. So it'll take a few months really before it's ready, and it actually tastes like the wine that you see in a supermarket when you buy wine.
Okay, great.
As far as India goes,
Karishma studied wine production in California and joined her family's business with a modern approach and fresh plans to bring Grover onto the world wine scene. Was it for your grandfather? This was his passion and he wanted to turn it into a business. Tell me a bit more about his passion for the wine.
I really think that this was his passion, and the fact that it's become a good, profitable business is a byproduct.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he started.
Yeah.
He really genuinely wanted to create a wine drinking culture in India and give Indians the opportunity to share in something that he loves so much.
How much of the production stays within India and how much goes abroad?
We do 80% of our sales in India. 20% of it is exported. 80% of that goes to France.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's interesting that France, of all countries, should have that
Correct.
sort of attraction to Indian wine.
In France, people drink wine with their food. In India, people tend not to drink wine with their food.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
The culture in India is to drink before you eat, and then once food is served, everyone stops drinking. We're trying to make people pair food with wine, so that our first instinct when we're making a wine is not, oh, it's going to pair so wonderfully with tandoori chicken. Like, that's not what we're thinking. What we're really thinking is the consumer, the market is too young for too much variation year on year, too much vintage.
Too much sophistication.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is produce the similar quality, similar products.
Where do you place Grover wine within the Indian wine scene?
We're growing at 25% year on year, which is the Indian wine industry itself is growing at about 25% year on year. Our marketing company wants us to grow at about 50% year on year.
Oh, goodness.
But I mean, there is the capacity,
Yeah.
but we cannot maintain the quality if we grow so fast. And so we're constantly at loggerheads. But
Grover Vineyards have got a huge challenge in convincing Indians to adopt wine culture. But some are clearly already on that road, and I'm keen to track them down. More Indians are drinking wine. I mean, what do you think about that?
You know, a lot of companies now have business in India, and the Indian counterparts almost need to know about wines.
Yeah.
You know, because they have to entertain their Western counterparts and socialize with them.
Corporate entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you almost have to do it, and I think that's part of what's fueling the interest in wines.
How long have you been a member?
Maybe about 3 weeks.
Oh, so you're very new.
Very new. This is the second event. Yeah.
We have sit-down dinners, we have visits to the vineyard. So we have a whole variety of events which we put together over the space of the year. Started off very small, just very informally, just a group of people who got together and decided to explore the whole wine culture as it was then, which was not very much.
Is it a fashion thing that people are becoming more interested in wine, or is it education, or...
Again, it's a little of both. I think they're getting the education, and yes, it is fashionable. So I think it's a combination.
Is there snobbery against
Indian wines?
French wines and Italian wines have been around for centuries. Indian wine just been around for a few years.
Yeah.
So I think everything all said and done, I think the Indian wines are doing very well. We started off with 1.5 wines literally,
Yeah.
and now we have so many. If you see here, we have 5 represented. We could have had more.
So far on this journey, I have met and photographed some amazing business owners. I'm really excited to work with Karishma. Grover is a breakthrough business for all of India, and Karishma is paving new ground every day. To try and capture that spirit, I've asked her to meet me in her vineyard. It's a perfect place to take her portrait. Okay, Karishma, just looking straight to me.
We're looking at Spain, Belgium. We're looking at Canadian market. We're looking at trying to re-establish ourselves in the US if we can. That's what we want India to be recognized as, a legitimate wine producing country.
All this talk of wine, and I still haven't even had a chance to try it yet.
All right, so next we're going to try the La Reserve.
So you recommend the spicy food with this wine?
Definitely. I recommend spicy food all the time. And,
Fair enough.
And wine all the time.
So the two together
It's natural that I
together
prepare
work.
them. And Indian food is awesome food.
Except here it's just called food.
The thing with Indian food and wine is that you have to forget everything you ever do normally and just do what feels right.
So what are these?
That's a lamb sikh kebab.
Okay.
Right.
If you could pick up what you have here
Right.
and put it in California.
I would not do it at all. I think the most exciting part about this whole thing is the fact that we're one of the few wine industries that hasn't really established itself. So we have the opportunity here to do so many good things with the wine industry. It's so much more exciting.
And being a woman
Right.
in this industry, do you find it's an advantage or a disadvantage?
I see it as an advantage.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone likes to talk to a pretty young girl. Everyone. I think it's an advantage to be a girl, just period. Like in life.
I wouldn't know, but I will take your word for it.
Thank you.
We're more than halfway through our journey to find the world's most surprising businesses. And so far, nothing is as I thought it would be. It's so interesting to see the different approaches to creating a successful business. We have just one location left: China. And I have a feeling that it will be the most surprising yet.